Good afternoon. I am Álvaro Cardoso and I'm going to present the expert system. Our expert system consists in a software that can suggest movies of the genre of fantasy. And I'm going to show these projects and with the API. So firstly, we need to log in the application. For example, another email, and I'm going to copy this email and create the account. When it create the account, the system returns the token. We just copy the token and add to the in a header of authorization. For example, this. And we're done. And when we create the account, the system automatically returns the token, but also if we log in, we'll have the same behavior. And so to start using the expert system, we need to create a case that in this case we have store all the categories or the preference for the user. So we can just simply do a post in this URI, and the system will return the case ID and the user ID that are related with this case and the token. This is our user, and this is the case that we need to put in our requests. For example, for this instance, we need to set the authorization here to create the case. Well, additionally, we're going to add the case in our headers. So, for example, to start an expert, we need to pass the case ID as a query param, as we can see, and just send. This is the start expert. This is the start. So the response always be the same or not, but for new users is start like this: an animation, adventure, horror, medieval. And we just need to copy, for example, animation. This is an option that we can make to the expert system to suggest any movie. So for example, in this API, the sun give answer. So, like answer, I like the animation movies, so I can send this, and the system will return the options that are available in the system. So, display animation or 3D animation, adventure, musical, and paranormal. So we can choose animation or 3D animation, for example, and they want to return other other options. We can select, for example, musical. And we can stop this part of the program. We can stop the sending answer, or we can say the system says that are a movie that have paranormal tag, but if you don't like, you can just move to the suggest API. So, but in this case, for show you what is the output next to send the final request. So we simply send this param and we get an empty array. This is the meaning of that. There is no more option. The expert get to a conclusion, or yes, as conclusion for us. So we can ask for the system. For example, just suggest if you send, the system will show the movie's name, like. If there are more, that is for that the movies it's not the same movie, but is similar. It has both movies has the same tags. This is why the system are show two movies. We can create another case. Just send this and they will return a different ID. Just no environment, management settings, and we can just it's not in case ID, replace the value, done, and start the express system. This is the order to use the export system. You can start the export system and they show the initial options for start. For example, animation, adventure, horror. In this case, I will choose horror movies, and I'm going to start with this. If I start with horror, they will display adventure option, teenager, miniseries, and for this category, vampires, zombies. So I will show this one. For example, this, and this arrive on just one option, so I'm going to choose that one example and send. If I send the final category and I request the suggest, the system will this is bring me back the final movie, American Horror Story. This is suggested by the system or expert system. If we consult, let me a moment. Beekeeper is a SQL client for the database. The database is a MongoDB database. It's a relationship database. So I will try to connect this database with the Beekeeper client. So we can choose this one. We look the port. The port is 3535. For this example, the user is I have this user in local configurations export. For this case, export default database, or the name of the database is here. You can see a PostgreSDB movie export. Okay, so just give the name. I'll try to test connection. Looks good. Now we can see the entities of the system, so we can see the clients. For example, the data. I have also before I create a user. So, but this is other user with different email. This password, no, it doesn't have encrypt. And the ID. Okay, this is a category. View data. If you view data, I can see animation, adventure, horror. The movies. I can see the different movies that is in the database. Movie category. That is a quick table that relate the movie ID and category ID. This is for the knowledge base. So we have also this is the part of the knowledge base. Also the rules of the system, and we have the facts. That is the case. The case. I have 4 cases. In this case, I have not preference. I have the following preference. I have animation, fashion, musical, and each preference is related with a case in concrete. For example, this one. This case that is related with a user, but this ID appears in this one in the first row. So there are relation. Well, this is for a database for the project. We have the export, the logic of the export in Friends engine. We have this code. For example, the create case that create the case that I has related with preference user and the user and the ID user. So I have to start method that bring back the first options, and also we have give answer that have a strong algorithm to find the correct option to ask to the user for make a properly answer or a properly give answer. So they bring back all preference and make a SQL query to search what is the following option that can be asked. Also we have a suggest method with preference records given. The suggest will bring back a possibility or it was going to suggest a possibly movie that could be like to a user. And this is the algorithm from the export system. We have also the domain package. We have all the domain entities, and finally the controller that creates all these or expose these APIs or endpoints. And this is all for the export system.